Welcome back to Wolf Guitars and Gear, and we're going to be taking a look at that Tele that I showed you last week, and we're going to be doing some work on the body to it. Stay tuned. Okay, so as you can see, I took off the neck, just the 4 bolts there takes that off. I undid all the pick guard screws, so that's loose, undid the 4 bolts that hold in the bridge, undid the 2 screws that hold in the control plate. So now all of this is loose. All I've got to do to begin our mod is just bring this up here, and then I'll just have to unsolder a couple points and we'll be able to take this apart and be able to start our mod process on this body. So I just spent about 10 minutes, used the Sawzall, and I kind of roughed out the new belly cut, and then used my rasp and kind of smoothed that out, and then just gave it a quick once over with some sandpaper. It's not at all at a finish sand, but it's roughed in, shapes a lot better, a lot more even. As we continue to sand, this is going to become more and more smooth throughout here, and we're going to have to refinish that with the torch here. Now the next step at this point is to take the rest of this finish down to the wood so that we can then get ready to add some color. Okay, so I've taken some 60 grit sandpaper and worked the body. As you can see, I've got it way duller. It's very distressed now, which is not all bad, as that's kind of the look I'm going for. The way you can really tell that you've gotten the finish off is not just by the glossiness being gone, but by the fact you're taking off a little bit of the color from when it was previously burned. That's how you can tell you're down to the wood. And I'm pretty sure I'm down to the wood in most every place. If not, it's just going to be a little bit of character that gets added. So anyways, let's continue. Alright, so as you can see, I've retorched it and I've put on the first layer of green on this. We're going to do an ocean burst. So next we'll throw on a layer of blue to create the burst. So after doing a layer of blue, I wasn't real super pleased with how it was turning out. So I kind of got a hold of it and started sanding it back with some 60 grit. We're going to go ahead and throw some more blue and some green on here and see if we can't get more of what I'm after on here. And it's starting to get a little interesting. There's definitely some cool things going on in here. The colors, we're just going to keep working with it a little bit, and that's why I love doing this, is because you can kind of fine tune it how you want. Okay, so after sanding it down again and going back and doing some more blues and greens on it, it's starting to come together a little bit. Still, some of it, because of the burned effect, is having a hard time soaking into the wood. This back is kind of maybe a little more what I was looking for, with some of the green going into the blues. So we're just going to keep working this a little bit. We're going to sand it down with some 320 grit just to smooth it out again after using that 60. And we'll keep playing with the colors a little bit till we get a little more closer where we want it. Okay, so after a couple more coats here of blue and green, I think we're finally in the ballpark of where I want to be. And so I think the next step from here is to go ahead and start using the tung oil again to finish it off. So you can see we're kind of getting a really nice, wood detail, a lot of three-dimensional look to it. That's what I really like. So I'm very happy so far. Okay, so here we have kind of the finished color. This is after 2 or 3 coats of tung oil. On there, as you can see, it's starting to build up a bit of a shine. Show you the back. Back came out really nice. And so all that's left at this point is to kind of go back over it with some 2000 grit sandpaper to kind of even out where we have all of this wood grain in here, so we get a nice smooth finish with the maximum possible shine. So a couple more coats and we'll be done, good to go. But very happy, very pleased with the results. Well, that's it for this week on Wolf Guitars and Gear. If you liked what you saw, make sure you hit the subscribe button and then hit the bell so that you can get all future episodes as soon as they're uploaded. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week here on Wolf Guitars and Gear.